So good evening, all of you. My voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Voice is clear.
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Okay.
So as I told you last day, here the APP object is the express object, which is with the web API behavior, and for every request type, the express object provided predefined method. Okay, app.get and post and all. So here, this get method is with two input parameters. One is the endpoint, and second input parameter is a callback function, which is with two arguments. One is request object and another one is a response object. Now, last day we implemented this get all employees endpoint, okay, for the get request. Now, I want to save the data. Then how? Take the express object, and generally it is an implementation for post request, right? So in the post request, so what is the endpoint? Okay, and next, what is the callback methods functionality? Right, this is. So first the endpoint name. So to save the time, just I'm going with the code. Say add new employee. Right. Now the callback method is with the request object and response object. Now, the request object is used to handle the request which comes from the client program. Okay, sometimes the request object is with data also. Okay, I mean, the request object carries both implicit data and explicit data. Implicit data means which is not entered by the user. Explicit data means at client side, either by using the HTML forms or some by any other means. Whenever the data is taken as input from the user of that client application, okay, the data is embedded in the request object. There are different methods. Okay, method equal to post and method equal to get. So whenever method equal to get, the data is appended to the URL, that is called query string. Whenever the method equal to post, the data is embedded in the request object. So the request and response objects are simply say nothing but a block of memory. Just assume that. Okay, objects occupies a certain memory. Now that memory is divided into two parts, header and body. In header and body, I'm explaining very briefly. Okay, in header and body, the data is stored in the form of keys and values, whereas some keys and values are predefined, even both keys and values also. Okay, so in some cases, some keys are predefined, but the values are user defined. In third case, you can create your own keys with your own values whenever you are transmitting the data from client to server. So the request object contains some collection of keys and values. Okay, whereas the keys can be predefined or user defined, whereas the values can be predefined and user defined. Some are given by the browser while building the request object. Right. Anyway, so now add new employee. It this this API requires employee data to add. That is. So how the request object comes up with data, and how to write the logic here to add data, right? So again, so what type of function it is? Asynchronous, right? Now you need to use all the variables for database purpose. So first of all, okay, I want to connect with database. See, already last day I told you the database may be busy with so many other concurrent requests, so that it may take time. So that's why. So first I will explain the one by one. First of all, client dot connect. Client object is already we created globally here. See this one. Constant client equal to new Mongo client of consisting URL. So you are asking to connect with the database, but the database may be busy with so many concurrent connections, and the some load may be there. So that's why it may take time to connect. That's why without connecting, you should not proceed further. That's why await. Okay. Await means waiting for. So waiting for the successful completion, waiting for the completion of connect. So it may connect or it may not connect. Remember that. Okay. Suppose if it is not connected successfully, then it goes to catch block. And the error input parameter is loaded with the error. Okay. Now here I am checking. Okay, I am using that error object is an object of Mongo server error. Means the errors may be of different types at server side. That's why I want to check. Okay, error input parameter is an object of instance of Mongo server error console log of error. Okay, here we are printing that error message just, and after that I am returning. See this res dot status of 500 internal server error, send off error dot message. So error dot message, it is a description about that error. Okay, and status code is 500, right, as per HTTP protocol. Next, suppose if the connect method is executed successfully, then I want to know, okay, my API is connected to server successfully. So that's why console log of connected successfully. Next, after that, which database you are going to access? Okay, so client constant DB equal to client dot DB of DB name. So what is the database name? The database name is online mart. So now the database name is pointed by, referred by DB. Now the database contains the collections. Now in that, which collection you want? So constant collection equal to DB dot collection of, the collection name is employees. So now you are able to refer the employees collection by using a variable called collection. Okay, or you can name it as EMP collection also. Okay. Now this part is okay. Now you need to get the data from request object. That is important point. So now request object. See here, the request object's body part contains ID property. See, request object contains body, and in that body part, ID property is there. Now get the ID property value, okay, from the ID property of body of request object to local variable called ID. Next, constant first name equal to request object dot body dot first name. How you are going to provide this data to this request, I will tell you. Just while I am executing, I will show you everything. Next, request dot body dot last name. Okay, it is trying to get the property from last name property, value from last name property, and assign it to local variable called last name. Constant salary equal to request object dot body dot salary. So it gets the salary value from salary property of body. In the same way, gender also and city. Now, or now the data is transmitted. Now the data is transmitted from request object to local variables. Now the local variables are ready. Now MongoDB requires an object, so that let us create an empty object here. Let employee equal to empty object. Now JavaScript objects are all are dynamic, so that object name dot ID, okay, equal to ID value. You can assign data. Object delete, you can use delete keyword to delete a property, right? Here it is about add only. Employee dot ID equal to ID, employee dot first name equal to first name, employee dot last name equal to last name, employee dot salary equal to salary, employee dot gender equal to gender, employee dot city equal to city, right? So now the object is ready, employee object. Okay. So now next, you need to insert that object, okay, into the collection. Now the MongoDB collection is pointed by which variable? Collection, this one. Now collection dot insert one. Okay, you are inserting only one object, right, of employee. Okay, where is that object? Employee. So collection dot insert one employee. Right here, one more important concept. You are the only okay, you are the only user inserting the data. No, okay, there may be a chance of so many requests. right? So many insert requests. That's why the insert one function, the insert one request may take more time to insert the data. So that's why it is await again. So waiting for the completion of insert one functionality. See, these are synchronous. Remember that. Even though the function is asynchronous, but the internal functions are some are asynchronous. They should be asynchronous only. Remember that. Why? Why? Because see, for example, if you want to perform anything with database, first you should connect. Okay, how much time it may take? Maybe 1 second, 2 seconds, or 3 seconds, or 5 seconds, or maybe 10 seconds. How much? Okay, that is mandatory. So see, simply say you want to enter into the house and you want to take rest, or you want to cook something, or you want to okay, so, you want to do some work in your home. So whatever may be the time it may took, you should open the door without entering into the house. How can you do the remaining work? So that it is mandatory. So here connecting functionality should be completed. Okay, that is the most important point. That's why await. Await is nothing but synchronous. Remember that. It is synchronous. So remaining code which is after this line is not allowed to execute without completing this. So even though this function is asynchronous, but the code inside that function, asynchronous function is synchronous. So asynchronous function internally some code executing as synchronous. Remember that. Okay, that should be synchronous. Otherwise, it leads to inaccurate results or inconsistent results. Remember that. Next, now, insert one. It is also asynchronous, await. Wait for the completion of insert one functionality. Once it is inserted successfully, then suppose the insertion may fail or insertion may success. If it is failed, as it is inside the try, the catch handles that error which comes from by the execution of this insert one. Otherwise, okay, response object dot status of 201. See, some people sometimes you may return 200, sometimes you may return 201. But 200 stands for OK. 200 stands for OK. OK means if any operation completed successfully, okay, that is represented by 200. Any operation, okay, it may be deletion or it may be update, okay, or it may be get, okay, I mean retrieval of data, anything successfully completed, it is represented by 200. So the 200 is not exactly appropriate. So the number should represent, okay, the exact status, okay, representational state transfer. So 201, a new employee added successfully. Whenever something is created successfully in the backend, then 201 is the appropriate code, because the 201 status code represents creation. Something is created in the backend. That is, it could be anything. Okay, something is allocated, something is created. Okay, so new employee added successfully. It is nothing but creation. That's why it is going to return 201 res dot status of 201 dot send off new employee added successfully. Right. So now our API, our APP object is with two functions. I mean two APIs. One is get API and second one is today is the last day. Right. So now app.post add new employee. Now let us execute this add new employee from the client side. So first of all, right. Express server started at a port 4000 now. So you need to prepare one object first. I mean, you should have some data. Okay. So, okay. So in the MongoDB, you have only one object here. Now let us open the Postman. See, we don't have any React application to raise this. Okay. Now we need to raise post request, and localhost 400 is common. Add new employee. Yes. Okay. Now how you are sending the data from along with request to this add new employee API? See here, params, authorization, headers, body. These are all represents different parts of the request object. Now among this, go to the body. Okay. Now here, now this, see how you want to send this data. Go to the right, select for raw radio button, and here select JSON. Okay. So I want to send the body. Okay, sorry. I want to send the data in the form of JSON object. That is. So ID, first name, last name, salary, gender, and city. These these property names should match with our code. That is very, very important. This one. Request object dot body dot ID. So this ID is nothing but this ID is nothing but this ID, first name, last name, salary, gender, and city. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 are mapped with this one. ID, first name, last name, salary, gender, and city. Totally 6. Okay. Now let us raise the request here. Let us raise the request, send. See that here. Status code. Status 201 created. New employee added successfully. That is. Okay. Now let us do one thing. Reverse. Already last day we executed one request, right? Now select this URL, get all employees. Send. Now see that you are able to get a two. See this one? ID 9001, John Miller, and the second object here see. ID 2, first name Vignesh. See this. It is a array, JSON array. Okay, right. That is. So this is about see. Now you can add in such a way you can add any number of objects, right? No. I changed the body objects data. Right. Now go back to get all employees. So, see now three objects 9001, 2, and 3. Right. Right. Next. Coming to the next logic. Right. So the next logic is the second the second option of get, that is get employee, okay, by ID. I mean, I need a specific employee. That is so. Yeah, sure. So due to some technical issue, I am unable to upload it, but today I will make it. So app.get. Okay, I will implement this get later. First, we'll go with put update employee. Right. So let us now app.put. So two input parameters, I mean two arguments. One is the endpoint. The second one is the callback method. Okay, what is that endpoint? Update employee. Right. So request object comma response. Right. See here, update, find, and uh, especially this update and delete. Okay, update and delete. These two are applicable only when you have an existing data. Okay, whenever you see, you can update only the existing object. You can update, you can delete only existing object. So if you want to perform, if you want to update anything, first you need to find it, whether it is available or not. If you want to delete something, okay, you need to check, okay, which one you want to delete that is available in the database or not. That is very, very important point. Okay. Next, there are so many options for the update employee, but I'm going with one option. Right. So first, again, you need to connect with the database. If you want to perform anything, right. See, for inside an asynchronous function only, await is allowed to use. Remember that. Async. Now, first, I want to connect with the database. So client.connect as usual. And with which database I want to work. Okay, that is inside the DB name. So select the database. Connect constant DB equal to client.db of DB name and select employees. Up to here it is okay. Now, next, after that, here the most important point, from the request object, you are getting the data in two forms. Okay, one is request.query.id and request.body.id. Okay, you are getting data in two forms, request.query and request.body. So query means query string. Remember, the data which is appended to the URL is called query string. Okay, the data which is embedded inside the body object, that is nothing but that is nothing but our regular one. Okay, right. That is called post methodology. Simply say, okay, method equal to get and method equal to post. Whenever method equal to get, data is appended to the URL. Whenever the data is embedded inside the body, that is called method equal to post. Okay. Now, see ID value. Two ID values are coming. Okay, along with the request object. One is with query and one is with body. Okay, so the most important point, why these two IDs for security point of view. Okay, right. So now with which data you want to update? Okay, that complete object is here, ID and body. See this request.body.first name, last name, salary, gender, city. This is updated data. Okay, right. But ID is not going to be updated. ID is not allowed to change. Right. Now, first security. The ID values mismatch should not be allowed. So the ID value which is sent along with query, okay, and the ID object which is inside the body, these two should be same. So QID and ID. Okay, QID means constant QID equal to request object dot query dot ID. So see, along with the query string, whatever the ID is came, that is stored inside the QID, and along with the body object, whatever the ID is came, that is stored inside the ID local variable. First, if QID equal to ID, then only you are going to proceed. First of all, suppose if these two are not equal, for example, okay, then see it is a see this one else res dot status of 400 send bad request. Please check data. Right. This is the most important point. Right. So next, suppose these two are equal. Just assume, okay, we have uh, object 2, and in the body object's ID value is 2, and the query string query string ID value is also 2. 2 equal to 2. Okay, fine. Then with that ID 2, okay, with that ID 2, any object is there or not? That is important point. Okay. Here, different concepts are, I mean, two cases are there. I mean, three cases actually. With that ID, sometimes you may not, okay, object may not be available because you asked, okay, update an object whose ID equal to 2. But with that given ID, sometimes the object may be available or may not be available. Okay, that is one point. Generally, generally we use primary key to fetch the data, right? So collection dot find of, okay, here specific criteria you are passing, right? Collection dot find. Collection means employee. Okay, from in the employee collection, in the employee collection, okay, that for which ID, see this for the ID property, if this ID is equal, okay, these two are different. Please observe that the black color ID belongs to collection object, and this ID which is in green color, okay, see the observe this. This is our ID value. Remember, okay. So this ID property belongs to collection. So in this collection, okay, a object which is with a object whose ID property value is equal to our ID, okay, that is selected and it is converted into array, and that is given to find result. That is why it is array. That is one aspect. Here, suppose you instead of ID, if you are using any name, just assume and a non-primary key, for example. Okay, it means whose select a product whose brand name is equal to say MI. Then it means see brand name colon MI. So it means with the name with the brand name MI, you may have more than one product. So it means result always may be 0, 1 or more than 1. Remember that. That is the key point. Okay, the result of a search operation always could be 0, sometimes could be only 1, sometimes could be more than 1. It depends upon your criteria. Here I am using primary key so that no doubt always either 0 or only 1. Okay, with this ID, if object is available, it should be only 1, because no two objects are allowed to be with the same ID value, right? Now, but still I am checking find result dot length. I mean, this is array. So array name dot array object dot length property. Length equal to 1. Then you need to update all the data, right? So where is our data? See, this is our new data, right? ID, first name, last name, salary, gender, and city. So existing objects data need to be modified with this one. Okay, how? So how many objects you want to update? Only one. That is again, so here see collection dot update one. Update only one object. Now to this update one, you need to pass, okay, you need to pass the criteria. See this one, ID colon ID, comma. Now you want to set, see this, set first name. This is a collections first name. Collections first name with first name. This is received first name. And collections last name with received last name. And collections gender with received gender. Collection city with received city, and salary with city. So this is one expression, right? So set, right? Now here, this update one is one request. Now in the same way, more than one request may be sent it to the server by multiple users at a time concurrently, so that this update one may take time to complete. So without completing this, it is not, you are not allowed to proceed further. Okay, the rest of the code is not allowed to execute. This update one, again, two situations. It may take time to complete. That is one situation. Second one, it may fail or it may success. Okay, the update one may be successfully updated or it may fail also. So that's why again await. Remember that it is synchronous. So you should wait for the completion of update one. How much time it may take? Right, you should wait. Once it is completed, then the result comes, that is stored inside the update result. Now, the update result contains number. Okay, how many records are updated? How many objects are updated? Okay. Now here, with the given ID, okay, how many objects are matched? This is matched. Okay, it should be always only one. With this ID, only one object should be found, and the modified data also should be only one. That is the key point. So see, matched object should be one and modified object also should be one. That's why here see the security. Update result dot matched count equal to one with this ID, and update result dot modified count is equal to also one. Whenever it is equal to one and one, then res dot status of 200 dot send employee data updated successfully. Suppose if any mismatch occurs between these two, okay, it means with this ID, sometimes maybe object is not available, okay, or it is not matched even though after the find method. Why? Because under the concurrent execution, maybe some user connected somehow and deleted the object before your modification. Just assume that. Okay, so that's why you divided this logic into different parts. So it means even though after the find method, even though the find method results the positive, okay, the find method given the object is available with the given ID, but still while you are updating, you are checking it. Remember this. Okay. So suppose if this mismatch is occurred, then it comes to else block, res dot status of 400, send bad request, check the data once. That is the key point. So anyhow, if updation is failed, it comes to this one. Right. Right. Next. After that, for example, here see, find result dot length. If this length is not equal, if the length is not equal to 0, okay, then it comes to else block. See, if find result dot length equal to 0, res dot status of 200, send with the given ID, no employee found. That is. So for every situation, we have if and else, and we have appropriate status codes. Right. Now, while executing the connect or while executing the update one, if any exception occurs, then it is captured by catch of error, res dot status of 500 send internal server error. Right. This is about the update employee. Right. So now in this update employee, observe this. Request object dot query dot ID. This is very important. So this is the endpoint and the data appended to the URL. Here see, question mark ID equal to 1, right, and slash 1. See the difference between these two, right? Now let us take one object. First of all, go back to this code. Save. Okay, now the server started. Postman. See, I'm raising this get all employees request once again. See that. You can take any existing object here. Now let us select push request, update employee, like the postman is update employee. Right. First, you need to add data to the body raw. I want to object third object. I want to update the third object. Right. Now I want to assign the data. Okay. To here also. Okay. See this one. Raw. ID equal to 3. See this one. ID equal to 3. See that. Right. Params. ID equal to 3 and body. Right. Now see the ID property value inside the body is 3 and ID key value is also 3. Now what is the existing data here? ID 3, first name Raja and last name is Raman and salary is 9,900. Now let us update it, send, raise the request. It's a bad request. What happened? Just a minute. Oh, sorry. Here we need to change the format here. The request object body raw and it is JSON. That is. See the color is modified. See JSON. Now click the send. See that the employee data is updated successfully. Now go for get employee. See that ID 3, first name Swami and last name Nathan. 3,900. That is. This is updated. Right. The next logic is delete. So go back. Stop the server. Now app dot select delete. This delete is with two input parameters again, endpoint and the callback method. Asynchronous request object comma response object. Now you can delete an existing product only. So that's why, again, now. So again, client.connect. So it waits for the completion of a connect method. Next, after that, select the database. Next, after that, select the collection. Now, you need to get the ID value, which object need to be deleted. So along with query, req.query.id, right? It is stored inside the local variable ID. Now, with this ID, any object is there or not? You need to say, you need to search for it first. So collection.find of the input criteria object is ID colon ID. Now with this ID, any value is there in the collection, okay, that is searched, and the results are converted to array and they are stored inside the get result variable. Now, see the find method again takes time to complete. So that much time it should wait. That's why await. Now, if the get result array length is equal to 1, it means this find method, this find method found the result. Okay, it means with this given ID, the value is the object is available. Now, next, after that, with that ID, how many objects need to be deleted? Only one. So again, even though the find method giving the confirmation about the existence of an ID, but still see this await collection dot delete one, because when you are using this one, okay, how many objects to be deleted? You are expecting only one object. So ID colon ID. So again, this condition criteria, please observe that we see a object which meets this condition criteria, only that object is deleted from the collection. Now the delete operation may take my time to complete depending upon the state of the server. Okay, because the server may be busy with so many other queries, right? So delete one, it deletes, and the result is stored inside the okay del result constant variable. Now res data status of 200 send del result. Now next after that, see if the get length is not equal to 1, then it comes to else if get result dot length equal to 0, res dot status of 200 send with the given id no employee found, right? Otherwise, if any backend error comes, it is captured by catch. Now let us execute this. See, you can write so many so many cases, and you can divide this into so many blocks also, depending upon the security and depending upon the execution, depending upon the accuracy and consistency point of view. Okay, it is just a overview, right? So node index postman. Now let us select delete. Just a minute. I'm not provided the name. Delete. So come back. Delete employee by ID. Save. Node index. Okay. Now open the postman. Delete. Delete employee by ID. Before that, I want to get all the employee data. Okay. So ID value 9001. I want to delete John Miller. Okay. 2. and 3. See that it is updated data, right? Earlier it is Rajaraman, now it is Swaminathan. So that. So now I want to delete this ID 9001. So select delete, delete employee by ID, ID equal to 9001. Let us try 9009. So with this 909, any object is there? No. See, with the given ID, no employee found, 9009. So 9001, the given ID, no employee found. Yes, just a minute. Just a minute. I will check the backend. Delete. Right. See this one, status 200, okay. Acknowledged, true. Delete count 1. This is del request, del results data. See this one, delete count 1. That is. So let us get all employees. See, there is no second object. ID 3. Right. Next. Another implementation.
Sir, then why it is not deleting with the 9001, sir?
I will tell you mismatch, type mismatch. I will show you just a minute. That's why. First of all, I will complete this one. After that, at the end, I will show you. Now get employee by ID. Right. Now come back. Now. So same request, but two options. I mean that see you can create any number of request types, but they should not be same. That is very important. So get all employees and get employee by ID. So one get request returns all the employees and one get method returns the specified. It searches for the specified. It searches for the employees based on the specified criteria. So here now I think. So this is simply say actually find logic. Now come back. So first connect with the database and select the database object and select the collection object. Now after that, I am taking the object from request.query.id and next I am trying to find any object is available with the given ID and the result is stored inside the get result. If the get result dot length equal to 1, it means with the given ID one object is available. So res dot status of 200 means it is okay. Dot send off get result. Suppose with the given ID, the get result is came, but the length is not equal to 1. Because we are using primary key. So with that ID, you should get only 1 or 0. That is. So else if get result dot length equal to 0, res dot status of 200 send with the given ID no employee found. Right. So while executing this one, if any backend error is occurred, then it comes to the catch block and res dot status of 500 send internal server error dot message. So just save. Get employee by ID. Save. Right. Next. Save it. Get employee by ID. Everything is okay. This get all employees and now save. Next, execute. Yes, it is saved. Or index. Server started. Go back to the postman. First get all the employees. We have only two objects. Object 3 and this one. Object 1, 9001. Now, it is number and it is a string. Next, after that, let us take the get employee by ID. Now query string ID equal to, let us go with 3 first. See status 200. Right. Now let us go with 9001. See with this employee it is not found. So it is treated as a number, and whereas it is string there. Internally internally we stored it as see that enclosed by double quotes. Please observe this ID colon 3. It is enclosed by double quotes, whereas here there are no double quotes. That is the key point. Next. Okay, so these are the basic operations. Okay, you can see here it is just a overview. It means that it is not, we are not implemented all the rest features here, and we are not yet implemented all the security options. Okay, it is just a basic one with uh, I mean you can make this one if you modulated all these operations. Okay, you can make some logic reusable also, and exception handling and all. You can make exception handling global. Okay, I last day I told you you can use controller logic and model and so many, right? So it is not here we are not at implement any design patterns. It is purely just writing some web API and managing the backend database. Okay, right. So that's all for today. Right. Thank you. Thank you all of you. And the document will be uploaded on the Google Docs with all the code and all. Right. Thank you. Thank you all of you.
Sir,
Yeah. Tell me.
sir, if we, in real time we do like insert, update everything, right?
Hmm.
So I have one like query, sir. Like if you have multiple records, like nearly, if you take in case of cash transaction, right?
Hmm.
It will contain more than like 1 lakh records, right?
See, that is export and import. You should not implement like this. Remember that.
Yeah,
Okay.
just I'm asking like how we can do and what are the approaches. Like I
That is
want
a,
to. Yes, sir.
that's what I'm telling you. Okay. I'm telling you it is export and import. And it means okay, existing data is in which form? First of all, you should know. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, is it in Excel or is it in a
It is in
just
consider
PD?
it is in Excel only, and that Excel contains more than like 1 lakh records.
Yeah,
But the thing,
you need to convert it and you need to perform import and exports. Okay, right.
while sir, I have like 1 lakh records, right? In that case, like while inserting, I need to check previously inserted records. Suppose I inserted record like I have inserted 500 records. Now I'm going to insert one more record like 501. Now I need to check that one record is already existing in the DB or not. How we can do
Yeah,
that, sir?
you need to write the logic, the same logic you need to implement. Okay. I
It
mean,
is like for me, it is
you
taking
need
a lot
you
of
need
time.
one important point I want to tell you,
Yes,
whether
sir.
you want to implement in an internet mode, I mean that as a web application or as a separate local logic. Local logic means in the sense, suppose if it is implemented by I mean which type of user, that is very important. Okay.
Okay.
So which
It
type
is,
of user? I mean web user or is a standalone user. That is
uh,
very
it,
important.
it is a web user, sir, actually.
Okay. So
So the thing is, while I'm again and again I'm calling to DB now, it is taking a lot of time to process the data. Like it is checking
no,
in
obviously
500.
it takes more time. That is.
So
Okay,
what? Yeah. So is there any alternate to overcome this issue, sir? Like I'm getting DB issues, sir. DB timeout.
DB timeout means how many users are using it.
Only one user, sir. He's sending request.
See, it never happens like that. You need to check. I mean, on which cloud you are working and what is its capacity. Okay, everything you need to check because
Okay.
for one user it never gives any timeout period. Okay, it never gets timeout. You need to check what type of subscription you are using and what is its capacity and all.
Okay, sir.
That is, because otherwise it never happens like that. See, the data limitation, the limitation is different story. Okay, but here for just one user searching for one user, if it is giving value like that, if it is returning like that, okay, no, you need to check your subscription and you need to check your cloud. Okay, it is better to contact your the who provide the subscription for you. Okay, you need to check it. Or first of all, or by writing a small program with 10 objects or 20 objects, check it whether it is working or not successfully.
Yeah, it is working, sir. I am doing it as like batch-wise processing. Like I'm taking all the records in one list, and then I am trying to find out all the records are existing or not. In this case, it is working for few records only. In real time, I have nearly 8 lakhs of records, sir, in one
Mm.
file. So I have 10, nearly 10 files. That is the
You
issue.
need to see, then you need to do one thing. You need to separate them. You need to, that collection need to be divided. It is better. Okay.
Okay.
So whenever it is, then what happens? Okay. Create 2, 3 collections or 4 collections or 5 collections. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. So then what happens when you are searching, when you searches in the first chunk, okay.
Oh,
If they are found, it is okay, fine. Okay. If not found, then check in the second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, like that.
oh, okay, okay. Nice idea,
So
sir.
yeah,
Yes,
then
sir.
what happens? It is divided, it is shared, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, try that one. That is better.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, right, right. Okay, right. Thank you. And document will be shared with the code and everything. Okay.
And sir, is all the videos are uploaded to YouTube, or no, sir?
Yeah, yes. All are uploaded.
I
All are
I
uploaded.
just I just came across the YouTube channel Ashok IT, but it
Yeah.
is there like randomly uploaded, sir. There is no proper playlist for this video. Actually, we are
So
watching from scratch, right?
do
So
one
we need.
thing. Go for I think go for live. Okay. In the live option is there, no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. In that live option you can see day wise.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Right.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
See, there are so many other options. They are actually simple programs due to the time limit. I am unable to explain the design patterns and concurrency and a global exception handling and all. Server side validations. Okay, data type validations and schema. Okay, there are all so many other concepts are there. So with respect to this one. So that's
Uh,
why actually it is just a overview. That's all. Because we have lot of modeling techniques are there, lot of validation techniques are there. There are so many. Okay, except handling, logging, okay, and storing the error information in the local files. I mean, server side, local text files, log files. So many are there. So many concepts. Okay, design patterns. So many. Right. Anyway, right. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Is the database having any limitations, sir?
Yeah. And it depends upon your subscription. Okay.
Sir, document was not uploaded in classroom,
Yeah,
sir.
actually, last day due to some technical issues, okay, it is happened. But today it will be updated. Make sure I will do it. Confirm. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sir, are you planning to take on a regular basis for MongoDB actually?
Soon, very soon, we are planning it. Actually, it is not about the MongoDB, and it means that it is a combination of like this. Okay, I mean that the coding, okay, the coding part and this backend part collectively together.
And what will be the duration? I mean, if I'm asking in
Actually, once the
advance.
syllabus is finalized, it will be updated because uh, what kind of logic? Because some people see the Java people can use MongoDB as a backend. Okay, so the Node Express people can use the MongoDB as a backend. So that it is a independent MongoDB or with the combination of some sort of backend. Okay, we need to finalize. Okay, because it should be more productive. Because see, along with see, because the consumption of MongoDB by the database logic is very important ultimately, right? Suppose if you learn MongoDB alone, okay, it is not useful to you, right? So it should be, see, because you are going to use MongoDB as a part of some project, right? Suppose you are learning MongoDB, what is your requirement? Alone MongoDB will you work with the MongoDB? No, right? You are going to consume that MongoDB either by Java or either by .NET or either by Node Express, right? So that is that such knowledge is also very important to the consumer. Then only it will be very useful. Right or wrong? Hello?
Yes, yes. So
Yes.
one last question is it possible as a backend developer? I'm just asking, like, is it possible to use that ORM technology with the MongoDB?
Yes.
Yes. Mongoose is there. Mongoose.
Okay, okay, okay,
Mongoose. Mongoose is nothing but ORM. But we are going to use the word called ODM actually there. Okay.
okay, okay.
There you can create classes. Okay. I mean schema also, and we can specify the types and everything. Okay. Right. That
Okay,
is
okay.
actually
Thank you.
everyone uses Mongoose. Okay, this is the first version. It is Mongo client, but
Hmm.
it's the same version you can write by using Mongoose also. There, you can, for an object, you can create schema and you can implement, you can specify the data types and validations and all, that is, and you can create collection and everything, right? And everything happens automatically. This much code you no need to write. You can reduce 10 lines of code into 2 to 3 lines. That's all.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
Okay, that
Thank
is
you.
another version. Actually, two versions in the same session, it is not possible to explain because this is the first version, okay, where you need more lot of code and some drawbacks. Next one is by using Mongoose. That is another one. Okay, that is another library. Right.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all of you. Thanks for your supporting. Thank you.